Welcome to the Maverick Paradox Podcast, where we explore what it is to be a maverick and discover effective modes of leadership. I am Judith, and my mission is to propel the maverick mindset into a world where character and integrity will ultimately have a higher premium than personality and bureaucracy. So thank you for joining me on this journey. If you would like to continue with me, then please subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or one of the other popular podcast platforms. Today we will depart from our usual conversation with format to allow me to just talk about why you should think like a Maverick CEO and what to do if the passion becomes destructive. Why should you think like a Maverick CEO? Maverick CEOs and business owners do see things differently from conformist ones. This different viewpoint can be a hindrance or a blessing. The important factor is being able to know which traits you should follow and which to leave behind. First of all, however, you may be wondering what a maverick is. Well, I've been describing mavericks as willfully independent people since 2005, and you can get a very quick summary if you just download the podcast, What is a Maverick? The CEO solution. Maverick CEOs or business owners do things in a way that is different to the rest of their industry. They take risks that other CEOs shirk at and push harder and seek challenges that others feel are insane. They are generally successful at what they do, but their impatience and impulsiveness often keeps them off track. When mavericks reach a level of success, they often get bored, seek challenges elsewhere until their business suffers. It is at this point that they return to their business to rescue it. Maverick CEOs and business owners are often 1. Easily distracted with working in their business and not in it. 2. Are without a trusted advisor. 3. Are busy, not focused. 4. Are impatient and impulsive. 5. Are offhand and brutally honest, inappropriately. It is by enabling CEOs and business owners to take this willful independence to its most positive outcomes that can make a strategic and substantial difference to the profitability of a company and the success of the individual. True maverick organisations like Semco and Apple, when Steve Jobs was in charge, and individuals like John F. Kennedy and Elon Musk can make a lasting difference. This is mainly because they strive to achieve a level of mastery that was beyond their peers. Mavericks are truly talented individuals and are able to drag the world forward with their insights and abilities. These gifted individuals are often struggling to get the best out of their talent, frequently not fitting into a world of constraints and conformity. When mavericks are not being recognised for their expertise, this can lead to frustration and a cycle of dissatisfaction. This may manifest itself in destructive behaviour or talent opt-out. Talent opt-out is when an individual deliberately decides to withdraw their extraordinary skills and do the bare minimum to get by. Whilst a maverick's bare minimum is often the same standard as other people's best, the organisation nevertheless loses the ability to perform to a greater standard. Eventually the maverick either opts out in a passive, socialised maverick, maverick behaviourist, or destructive, extreme maverick way, or leaves the organisation deciding to try their luck elsewhere or to set up their own business. It is often at this point that the maverick becomes an entrepreneur, where their ability to harness their maverickism determines their ability to survive in business. I have defined strategic thinking as considering the whole picture the whole of the time. And mavericks are emergent strategic thinkers who consider the big picture whilst capturing the detail. They do not just consider the symptoms of the problem, they look for the root causes. They look at all the elements rather than maintaining a narrow focus. It is important to note, however, that extreme mavericks have a severe handicap that doesn't hamper socialised mavericks. Socialised mavericks are able to maintain their analytical objectivity in the face of extreme emotion. Extreme mavericks cannot. CEOs that run companies that harness and demonstrate Maverickism remain profitable and ahead of their competition. They have a challenged and challenging workforce who are working to improve their performance and enjoy their time. So what happens if you have a destructive maverick in your organisation? Well, Churchill said, get the passion right and the rest will follow. Well, no one has ever followed a leader that didn't have passion. Passion for who they are, what they believe in and the direction that they want to go. Even quiet leaders have passion. They may not have the oratory skills of JFK, Martin Luther King Jr. or President Obama, but they have, nevertheless, the ability to stir their followers to a cause, a vision to strive for. So passion is a good thing. It helps us keep going when times are hard, rallies others to a cause. It can build global brands and companies, like Steve Jobs did with Apple. And without passion, a leader has no followers. When passion is applied without good intent, it can rapidly become destructive. This is especially true if it's an extreme maverick that is holding the passion. We know that mavericks are generally very passionate people and can become very focused on singular activities. This is because they are execution and output driven. All mavericks have vision, strength of purpose, drive and direction to the goal that they want to achieve. If their goals are not aligned to the organisation, then real sparks can ensue. Extreme mavericks will cause complete havoc, and socialised mavericks will leave if they do not get a sense that it's worth their while seeking change. Troublesome talent, which are mavericks that are starting their journey to become a socialised maverick but still retain the extreme maverick's traits, are perhaps the ones that organisations have the most trouble with. This is because the socialised maverick will have left or is working with the organisation to make changes. The extreme maverick will become so polarising, a decision will be made. However, the troublesome talent will be a type of hybrid, struggling to do the right thing with the huge talent that they have. So how does an organisation stop the maverick's passion from making them a destructive maverick? First, you must give them a compelling reason to change their behaviour. Mavericks only change when there's an overriding imperative to do so. In fact, this is perhaps the most important thing that an organisation can do if they are emotionally aware when they do so. The organisation needs to understand the needs of the destructive maverick. Some questions that they should ask themselves include: what type of maverick do they have? What perception is the maverick holding? Is the organisation trying to manage the maverick or lead him? Troublesome talent also needs to see the cost of their behaviour, both in financial and human terms. Give the problem that they cause a compelling reason to change. Let them reach their own conclusion of the consequence of their action, and then ask them, how does the result that they see achieve their end goal? Passion is a good thing, except when it becomes destructive. Maverick leadership is finding a way to harness the ability of others to achieve their aims and your own.